Hey everyone, this is Camfrey15 and I'm back with another video. And this is, the season preview for tomorrow night's game, the Bears versus the Washington Redskins. This video is probably gonna be relatively short because really, there's some things that I really kind of don't need to go over. It's kind of the same thing as, I said in the week 2 season 2 preview with some here and there's quick update. There are some injuries now. I know there's an injury to like Eddie Jackson, not Kyle Fuller, Kyle Long, and even Eddie Pinero. He got an injury, so they're basically all questionable to play. We need those guys to play because it increases our chances to win, especially with Kyle Long, because we do not need him getting hurt because he's another one of those guys that constantly gets hurt and hurt again. I think Trey Burton, he even got hurt again, and at this point, I'm starting to get a little. It's not deep into the season, but at one point in the season, at some point in the season, I'm gonna eventually get fed up with this crap that he keeps getting hurt and stuff like that. But you know, this is probably gonna be. I'm just gonna get through my points really here and there. So I'm gonna start off with defense since defense is really doing their job the entire time. So, we're playing the Washington Redskins. The Washington Redskins in their last 2 games against the Eagles and the Cowboys, they have done pretty well against. Well, in the case of the Cowboys game, let me go back. The Eagles game, they made it competitive until they really blew the lead to, you know, so they blew the lead against, Philadelphia, and they lost in like literally, the closing minutes of the game. In case of Dallas, they kept that game close for probably about the first half, and then after that, the Cowboys just let it on them and stuff like that. So, albeit this should be a win, I'm not, you know, going to say, be really that worried about the Washington Redskins and stuff like that. But they still have a pretty good defense. It's actually not bad. They're a very competitive team. Well, you know, in terms of the defense, their defense plays like rough and physical, and they're 0-2, which means they're gonna want to win this game, no doubt about it. And especially with the formula from the last 2 weeks, like I said, it's an easy formula for defensive coordinators to follow when it comes to Trubisky. I'm gonna get into Trubisky later on. Um, the Washington Redskins are not a team where it's like even though they're 0-2, we can sleep on them because they're still a pretty, decent team. They're not all that good, but they're decent enough where they can hang in ball games and actually catch some of these good teams by surprise, like the Eagles. They caught them by surprise in week 1 and stuff like that. And for a half, they caught the Cowboys for a surprise. The defense, the offensive line is obviously gonna have to block its I would say hearts out against, especially like the D line, Ryan Kerrigan. Josh Norman's obviously probably going to be playing, on Allen Robinson. I personally think Josh Norman is a decent corner, but he's not all that. So Allen Robinson should do pretty well against him as well. Um, you know, and but going back to the defense, um, the one thing I have to say for the defense, really get pressure on Case Keenum. Case Keenum, for the most part, has played pretty well despite having an 0-2 start. If we can get pressure on the quarterback and really, make them antsy and get antsy like how we did with Aaron Rodgers, that would be good. I think last week, in the game is, there was a certain we really didn't get we really didn't get like no pressure and we hardly got any sacks against Joe Flacco and stuff like that. Now some of that can be, called towards all the holdings or the missed holding calls the Broncos were not being called for, but regardless, it's whatever. I would like to see they, you know, the defense, really like the front seven, whether it's sending blitz or just a four-man rush, get that pressure on Case Keenum, because from what I've seen, when he has time to throw, he can complete those balls down the field. And this goes into my second part at the secondary. The secondary, I think personally, is our weakest part of our defense. Personally, like I said, in key situations, I want to see corners press like Kyle Fuller. He may be a more off-ball corner, but I'd like to see him press more. You know, Another good thing for that also plays to advantage of the Bears side is Jordan Reed is out again. Now, personally, with Jordan Reed, I think he should just call it a career because that guy's always getting hurt too. He has been more of a detriment to the Redskins as more of a positive helper in a way. Um, but the receivers for the Washington Redskins, I don't even know any of the receivers. So, like I said, but still at the end of the day, um, the Bears defensive backs, they got to be ready for anything, and I say in certain moments they got to be prepared, be ball hawking, players, cover your guys, and get really just play good, defense covering these receivers. I thought there was like, you know, way too many times last week where we just let guys like literally wide open for like a first down marker when they had no business being near that, and it all comes to the fact that the DBs need to just cover the guys and stuff like that. Another thing is, as a defensive whole, let's try not to have as many missed tackles as we had before because late in the game with Denver, we had some missed tackles and stuff like that, and that was bad to see. I would like not to see more missed tackles. I would like to see when we have a tackle, we make the tackle. Um, you know, but that's really my points of defense. Really that's all it for the defense. And like I said, if we can get pressure on Case Keenum the entire night, we'll be good. Defense will come out, did his job, and stuff like that. Um, so really, I'm going to get into now the offensive side. Or actually, before I get into the offensive side, special teams. Special teams keep doing what special teams do. Special teams have been, almost next to nothing perfect for me. Pat O'Donnell's kicking really good punts, surprisingly. Um, Eddie Pinero hopefully he plays tomorrow. And the injury doesn't take him out after coming off a good game. I'm gonna like to see him if there's more chances to make field goals, make field goals. You know he was the hero of the last game, so keep it up. He's doing a good job, and coverage for punts and kickoffs and stuff like that. They're good as well. Like I said, the special teams is probably the only part of our team right now that is probably perfect. If in my opinion, I think it's honestly the best thing we got going for us. But defense has a little tweaking up to do. Offense, now getting into offense needs a lot of work to do. Um, I'm gonna say this. I would like to see a little bit more production of offense, especially coming from receivers. And what I mean by that is, would like to see Anthony Miller get more plays and more reps in. I don't know why. You know, as much as I do like Cordell Patterson, you know, Anthony Miller was one of our best receivers last year, and I literally see him nowhere on the field almost all the time. He had like one catch last year. Or this year, he's already had one catch and stuff like that. I would like to see Anthony Miller get in on the field more. It's like they're using the gadget Cordell Patterson more than he is, and the play he had, that was a good play for Cordell Patterson to run. Off a jet sweeper and stuff like that. I would like to see Anthony Miller get more reps because I think he's a really good, talented receiver and stuff like that, as well as getting other receivers in. I don't know what's going on with Riley Ridley. If he is suited up to play, I want to see him more as well. You know, well, it just comes down to certain things. Another key thing: keep running the ball. Stay committed to the run when it's working for you. Don't get shy about not running the ball, and this goes to Tom Nagy and his play calling. Keep running the ball. If it's working, keep running it. You gotta have trust in them. And another thing is this: stop running Mike Davis. I swear, if I see Mike Davis get at least a carry on like a 3rd down and 1, I'm going to be upset. David Montgomery should be technically be your every down three, your every down, back. With Cohen coming out from the backfield, Cohen getting like handoffs every now and then. But Montgomery should be your main guy. You drafted him for a reason. Mike Davis, technically, as I see him, I think he's probably the 3rd string on the dang, running back spot. You know, someone brought this up. I was watching something. Like they're using Mike Davis almost like as last year with Taekwon Mazel. No one really gave a rat's butt about Taekwon Mazel. Every time Taekwon Mazel last year did something, it usually was negative, and everybody was hating on the fact that that Nagy had an infatuation with Taekwon Mazel. Well, guess what? You went from Taekwon Mazel, and Nagy learned his lesson because he's not even on this team. I think he's on their practice squad. But now, so for some reason, we want to keep running the ball to Mike Davis. Okay, stop giving him the Taekwon Mazel syndrome, and whatever. Look, the dude is okay, but I don't want him to see him getting carries on 3rd down and 1 when you have a younger, fresher, better running back in David Montgomery. You know, come on, it's just common sense. So I want to see more David Montgomery and more Tariq Cohen running the ball than Mike Davis. Mike Davis, if he gets rushes, he should only get like 1 to 2 rushes. You're a 3rd string back. You should only be there if somehow Cohen and Montgomery go down for injury. But I would not like to see him get carries. Right now, for me, he's playing on Taekwon Mazel level bad, where I'm just frustrated to keep watching him play. Don't play him. He's 3rd string. He shouldn't even be seeing the field at most. You got better backs in Cohen and Montgomery. Stop giving the ball to Mike Davis. He's morally of a power guy. If he's there on like coming in for like a play, okay, fine. But take him out right next and put David Montgomery back in. So, stop having these players. What I'm trying to say is stop having certain these players on offense, play like Cordell Patterson. He's a gadget guy. He's not morally like a go-to receiver and stuff like that. I'd like to see Anthony Miller more, stuff like that, and commit to the run, commit to the run. Keep doing it. It's the same game plan. If the passing game is not working, just commit to the dang run. If the run's working, commit to the run all the time. O line, keep blocking well. The blocking for O line did pretty good last week. They didn't have Nick Chubb and or not Nick Chubb, Bradley Chubb and Von Miller sacked Trubisky last week, so keep the same thing. Limit what Ryan Kerrigan can do against you guys and stuff like that. So offensive line, do the same thing you did last week. That's what I can say. You know, and then this is kind of a combination, but Nagy's play calling slash again Trubisky's play. Um, you know, I even mentioned a tweet about the Bears and stuff like that, and Trubisky's like taking a picture, and I'm like, dude, stop taking these pictures looking like you're some, handsome dude, and you're some cool cat, and you're balling out and stuff like that. Man, go out there and ball. Stop taking these pictures and stuff like that. I keep hating seeing these Twitter pictures of Mitchell Trubisky, in some kind of, outfit gimmick, looking good, taking pictures. I'm like, man, stop taking these pictures. How about you focus on playing better each game and each game out? I'm starting to get sick and tired of this crap. This goes to Nagy's play calling. Like I said, if Nagy does not have confidence in him, I don't know why, you know, he's out there. You might as well, even though, but I'm not even gonna say that. But I would like Nagy to, stop holding the training wheels on him. We need to see the 202 stuff. Now, if that's because Trubisky's inhibiting him to do that, and Nagy knows that, then I don't know why you drafted a quarterback this past draft, or maybe even the draft last year, just in case of a certain predicament like this happens. Um, you know, how can I say this? Nagy, I need him to open up the play calling where, if Trubisky opens the play calling, maybe he'll play better. So stuff like that. And as for Trubisky, again, I'm going to say it for the next time of weeks until he starts playing on a consistent basis. Good. This is week 3. Start playing better now. You know, I don't have time to wait for him to catch fire because next week we play the Minnesota Vikings in another divisional NFC North divisional game. And right now, the way the NFC North is looking, it's looking to be more of a dogfight than more of kind of what it was. I would say a little bit of a snooze fest from it was last year. Um, the Lions, they're 2-0. They're 2-0/1. The Vikings are 2-1, and the Packers are now 3-0. While the Bears are still 1-1, and if we lose tomorrow, we'll be 1-2. Um, the NFC North, like I said, is looking like it's going to be a dogfight, and out of all the other teams look better. Right now, currently, what we stayed on, we look like the worst team in the NFC North right now, and predominantly from an offensive side of the ball because we cannot score points. All the other teams have been scoring more than 14 points. Stuff like that. Especially today. They scored more than 14 points. It's like, all these offenses are clicking on cylinders. You know, why can't ours? And I'm looking at Trubisky for the most part. Trubisky needs to play a better game. Don't have turnovers. Limit the turnovers. But when it's time to freaking, throw the ball deep or, challenge the field down, throw the ball down the middle of the field, please do. Same thing. Don't hold on the ball too long and get antsy and stuff like that. You know, like, please. I'm gonna be sick and tired if there's a wide open guy and he throws the ball inaccurately. Please complete the balls. Where, like I said, if the reason why the play calling is so bad to the point because Nagy knows, Trubisky is inhibiting him to do all the stuff he wants him to do, then really, what can we do unless Trubisky steps his place of play? Like I said, last week during my, game recap, if you want to get Trubisky started and, get him feeling good, because in my opinion, he looks like he doesn't feel confident. And again, he's on another primetime game, in Monday night. You know, he's not a good primetime quarterback. I'm going to be frankly honest. Almost in every primetime game he's been played in, he has done pretty poorly. The only primetime game I can remember him doing pretty well was his first career start against Minnesota on Monday Night Football. And he did pretty good up until he really threw that, pick that sealed the game for the Vikings. But I thought that was his best game. He looked pretty good. Like I said, in the 2 games I've already seen him play, he looks worse than what he did in his rookie year / his freaking first year with Matt Nagy in his offense. This year he looks terrible, and we're gonna see if he improves that play from terrible to good. I won't say great, but if he can freaking play good, I'll take it. I would like to see him move the ball down the field, push the ball down the field, find guys, throw it to them and stuff like that. Do what you're supposed to do. We cannot have games where we're getting in slugfest because we're running the ball too much and because our quarterback can't throw the ball. Um, you know, like I said, it's easy pickings for a defensive coordinator. Force Trubisky to throw the ball and stuff like that. Um, you know, Trubisky needs to improve his play. At the end of the day, he needs to improve his play. He needs to get better. And if he doesn't get better, we're going to be dead last in the NFC North this year. Like I said, the NFC North is competitive. It's looking to be a competitive division, especially going into next week. We play the Minnesota Vikings, another good defensive team, a really good defensive team. I would like to see, Trubisky step his game up, play, and if it's going to start tomorrow night, starts tomorrow night. I'd like to see him be a very good quarterback tomorrow night, and be efficient, be positive for this team, and be like, okay, the rust is off, let's go. Stuff like that. We'll see. We'll see how he does. How can I say tomorrow night? And other than that, I'll be giving that review right after the game's over. So till then, this is Camry 15, and I'm going to be signing out. So I'll see you guys tomorrow night after the game. So till then, peace.